What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Carniball Immobile, 91 rated, and he's coming up next. So in today's video we are having a look at Carniball Immobile. I'm hoping saying that right as well. That one should be quite straightforward. Others, yeah, I just roll past them. 228k on the Xbox, 236k on the PlayStation currently. Realistically, that's quite a nice price. It's come down by, say, about 50-60k since I originally actually played with him. So really nice price coming down again. Whether he's going to come down any more, I could only see maybe 10 to 15k at the very push. All of them are starting to drop and slow down dropping now. So I reckon we're going to start hitting their actual price. And then I can imagine just before they go out of packs, they may bump up a little bit more. Just because obviously once they're out of packs, they're going to be more rarer than actually being in. And to be honest, they're pretty rare anyway. It seems like it takes forever to actually pack one of these. So let's look at some basic information before we start waffling. He's a 3-star skiller with a 4-star weak foot, 6'1", right-footed with a medium defensive work rate and a high attacking work rate. Taking that on its own, I love the weak foot. The skill moves, again, could be a little bit better, but to be honest, you work with it, you roll with the card, you see how it is, and then you go from there. So that's all well and good. A really big striker, 6'1", with 86 pace, which obviously can be increased with chem styles. So again, that's really nice to see. Looking at his pace, 89 sprint speed, 81 acceleration. Personally, that's really good for a striker nowadays. It seems a lot of the informed special cards, all of this, have really updated their pace, and it seems that quite a lot of people do have at least 80 plus or 85 plus in a lot of the cases of their pace. So that's always nice to see. We're going to skip past the shooting for a second as that's his best stat. We move on to the physical. 82 jumping, 79 stamina, 81 strength, 82 aggression. Realistically, very average, very nice. The strength is nice. Big striker, nice and strong. That is exactly what you need. The stamina, on the lower side. I'm not going to say the low side because it isn't that bad, and strikers nowadays necessarily don't need a huge amount. And to be honest, with strikers, more than likely you've either got one or two, and one of them is either your best player or the second one is one that you sub off at half time or say 67 minutes in. So realistically, that does me for the physicality. Quite enjoy it. Passing side, realistically, only one good stat in there with the 82 short pass. I could deal with that. I don't really need a huge amount going on there with a striker. The dribbling is a really nice stat. Also, actually, I've just skipped over 89 head and accuracy. Just want to bear in mind with this card, especially with that meta heading OP goals in the corners, in the crossing. You always take that into consideration. Then we move on to the agility. So he's got a very low balance of 66, which, to be honest, for a really tall player, I don't think it makes a huge amount of difference. Obviously, it's always nice to have the all ratings high, but I don't think it makes a huge amount of difference to this card. 81 agility, 88 ball control and dribbling, 85 composure, and 92 reactions. So all round dribbling wise, fantastic. 40 was really good in general. And then we move on to the incredible shooting that he possesses. 91 shooting, which gives him 91 volleys, 83 long shots, 89 shot power, 94 finishing, and 95 attacking positioning. So realistically for me, the shooting is fantastic. Obviously, if you was to say put a finisher chem style on him, gives him 98 shooting and 86 physicality. If you're using this player as a hold-up striker, credit to whoever commented that. I can't remember your name, but he did mention that's the word to use, as I was using a striker that just holds the ball up, all that kind of stuff. Hold-up striker, that is phenomenal. His pace already, I think you could work with. If you want to make it higher, obviously that is possible, and that is probably recommended to some people who want him to be a little bit quicker. But if you want this striker to be the person, say you've got Immobile and Mertens. Mertens is the quicker one. You want this guy to have the ball to feet, and then you want Mertens to spin off him, and then this card will more than likely either get himself in the box or the edge, and then you have got some very, very nice stats to go with. If you put the finisher card on him, he'll have 99 positioning, as well as finishing, as well as volleys, as well as shot power. Then he'll have 98 long shots. That is a stupidly good striking card right there if you put that on him. It also gives him 92 jumping, 92 aggression, and 86 strength as well. So bear that in mind. Finishing is a very nice stat to put on this card. Then we look at Hunter. It will give him 96 shooting and 95 pace. Personally, I like it. I think it's decent, but I don't really need a Hunter on this card for me. I think he's definitely quick enough. He may not be burning past strikers, past centre back, sorry, but I don't really need him to be. He's very tall, very good in general. I think personally for the Hunter card, you may want it, but personally I would be leaning towards more the finisher for that one. Obviously, then you could look at possibly doing a Hawk. That would give you some physicality, some pace, and some shooting. Very, very nice. You've also got Marksman, which will give you physicality, dribbling, and shooting. Again, very nice. Then you've got Sniper as well, that will give you dribbling and shooting. Personally, they're my favourite. What's that? 5, 4, 1, 2, 5. That's my personal favourite 5 chem styles. For me, I'd either go with the finishing or I would go with the Marksman. Personally, I'd like him to have a little bit more physicality of him if he's going to be that hold-up striker. Then I'd want as much shooting as possible, and dribbling is always a nice bonus, just in case you want it anyway. So I would personally go with Marksman or finisher for this card, and yeah, that's pretty much all his stats done. So what don't I like about this card? What do I like about this card? And how do you want to play with him? So for me, his shooting is fantastic already. Adding that extra chem style on as well makes them even more better. The shooting on him with that chem style is incredible. He's got a wicked shot already, but you put that on as well, even better. Pace for this card for me, I don't need him being the quickest player on the pitch. He's very big, he's very strong. It does, to be honest. I think he's very good at that sort of aspect as well. Just holding that ball up, spinning off them, doing whatever, passing it along the floor to someone else or to your wingers, depending on how your formation sits up. For me, this card screams to either have really fast wingers, or wingers at least, or to have a partner up front. Personally, I wouldn't have him in, say, like a 4-4-1-1. I wouldn't have him, or to be honest, actually, you could have him as a centre forward and then have your Mertens up front. But he's the person that I want playing the ball to. He wins headers, he wins tackles, he wins the ball. I just like this striker all round. He's a very complete striker, he's a very big striker, which is very nice to see. So whether the debate between Icardi, Mertens and Immobile for the Carniball mode, I'd probably say he comes behind Mertens to an extent. Mertens for me is very much like a winger in the sense of he's very quick, he's got a bit of skill, he's got some shooting on him. I like him to be more of a winger than a striker, but he definitely can play in striker, as you've seen the review before. Personally, Mertens is probably the best card, which makes sense because he is the most expensive. And then I'm really struggling to think who I prefer with Icardi and Immobile. Personally, Immobile's edging it a little bit. I wouldn't say it's enough to say he is outright better than Icardi, but for me, he's kind of just winking it a little bit more than Icardi. Icardi's a very close third for that though. So that is my favourite Italian strikers out of this Carnival. So overall rating for this card, I'm giving him a solid 9.2. I thought he was a fantastic card in general. The increase in general compared to the 88 isn't massive. I think what he has 3+ on every stat bar from passing, and that has a 5 increase. But you are obviously paying an extra, what's that, 120-ish K, around about 120k, 125k more for a 3 upgrade on every stat and then a 5 on a passing. Personally, for me, there isn't a huge difference in the 88 version and the Carnival, and that is a big issue with this kind of promo, is that there is players out there that should have a bigger upgrade compared to some of the other cards that they do possess. And I think it's a big problem with a lot of them. I think Future Stars definitely got it right with picking players that necessarily won't be in your team and whacking them stupidly high so that they do make it into some teams. A lot of these promo cards in the Carniball, I don't think many will make the team. There is a few that obviously will, but I don't think there's a huge amount. This card definitely could get in there. I think it's a definitely viable striker to pick out, and I definitely want to know down below if you have picked him out over his inform. So let me know down below what you think. Let me know, have you enjoyed this card? Have you enjoyed the promo in general? And let me know what you think compared to this 88 if you have used both as like me. So if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like. It's always good to see that. Subscribe for more content. I'm getting absolutely mad love from everyone. It's been really good. The comment section has always been great, and it's just booming more than ever. So keep going down below, and I'll see you all again for the next video. Peace.